You got to eat.
I ain't got no nigga. Got bacon.
Pork?
Yeah, pork bacon, yes. That's what I eat is pork bacon.
I don't eat pork bacon.
Yeah, you eat dick, you eat pork.
Will go to the hole. If they wanted a blow job, that's what they called it back there, the oral sex or blow job. And if they wanted a blow job, they went to the holes. They didn't never ask their wife to do that. But the men's are lost respect for the women's now, so they expect to make the women's out of hoes. My granddaughter say, I'm not gonna be their hoe. I'd rather be by myself. I done made up my mind, I just be by myself. I'm not gonna be a hoe. So they want to make you a hoe. You know why? If not, they gonna treat you like the hoe. See, the old men, if they want something like round the world, what y'all call oral sex, they go to the hoes out in the streets and buy them a hamburger and they get blowed right quick and they come back home. But they turn y'all into hoes because y'all at the point now till you're so desperate for a man, you'll do anything that the man wants. As one of my siblings say, I'll do anything my hood want me to do. But no, baby, not me. No, no, no. You got to know where to draw the line. God is about holiness, not about sodomy. About holiness. You can't get a baby doing sodomy. God ain't never meant for you to get them blue pills. That's why he say men are evil inventors. You lay with one another so long, now you got to make it interesting. So you done got gorged out on one another, so now you got to bring strawberries, they tell me, whipped cream, edible panties, and all kind of stuff to the bed now, because you gorged out. Now you got to try to tempt him and get him interested in you. But if you didn't lay with him too long, he would not get gorged out.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and I'm re-recording this because I said a mouthful and didn't hit record. In any event, speaking of a mouthful, usually I'm with what the elders say, right? Typically, I go along with what they say, but most of the stuff they be saying, they be on the level. This woman is clearly stuck in a time continuum warp, and she sounds like she was born when slavery had just ended. She's talking about God is about holiness, and you can't have a baby like doing sodomy. Well, ma'am, why you can't have a baby doing sodomy? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it probably don't hurt. It probably helps out the process. As it pertains to, she goes on to say something about men using whipped cream and cherries and chocolates and edible panties. Yeah, that's to make it interesting, more interesting. You got to spiky. If you married like you was, I'm assuming she was married. She probably wasn't. No, she wasn't giving no heads, or her husband probably left to go buy a pack of cigarettes, or set up a whole nother family on the other side of town. But for the people that's in it for the long haul, that do be with each other for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, yeah, you got to mix it up. That doesn't mean you treating your wife like a prostitute. That means you actually are love one. First of all, she's conflating the Bible with love. You shouldn't do that because the book is predicated off of fairy tales and fables, namely by the Catholicism and the Catholic Roman Church. I mean, they mess around with little boys, but that's another episode for another time. What I will say is, love any type of sexual activity with your mate that you're married to is an expression on your love that you have for them. I don't think anything's off the table. I think you should be able to blow them, do anal. I don't think he need to be letting you peg him, but if that's what y'all into, that's you do your thing. Congolingus from the front to the back to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this woman, it has a dated mentality. Now, why traditionalism, I applaud it. It's needed. It keeps everything structured and ordered. There are such things as structure and order and rigid worldviews. instruction order says the man is in charge, the woman does this, the man plays his role, they work in tandem to raise and nurture the children, they both have duties. And then rigidity says, well, they could be together, but they can't do this type of sex. It's almost like saying you can eat this but not this type of food if you married. What? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Muslim, you can't eat the pork because the book say don't eat the pork. What I'm saying is, people like this not necessarily need to be ignored, but her time is gone and went. It's a new era, and people was married, and men was giving their wife cunnilingus, and women was giving their husband cunnilingus back in 1905 or wherever she was born. She looked like she was born in 1931, and there were plenty of women that were blowing a man in 1930. Hell, they probably was doing everything we doing right now back in those days. Don't let the TV show Happy Days fool you just because they slept in separate beds and all that shit in the 50s. There were a lot of people that didn't sleep in separate bed in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 1900s, and they was probably raw dogging to death doing every graphic thing that we do right now back then. Because as far as I'm concerned, they've always had Vaseline, right? So there you go. We've just improvised, and to tell you the truth, KY jelly is actually uncomfortable. But that's another episode for another time. What I'm saying is, this woman, she was on to something, but not really. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if she wasn't married, there probably was that reason. Because you can't be married to nobody 50 years and not like, especially like, I don't know, like you said, your man go buy a hooker a cheeseburger and get blown. It's like, look, you could have pan-seared that cheeseburger at the crib and like, you know what I'm saying? This just comes with being ornery and stubborn. If you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. Don't try to put it on the Bible and say that the Bible say that that's immoral and unholy, even though you're doing it with the person that you're in matrimony with. That sounds asinine and ridiculous. In any event, if y'all see differently, leave it in the comments. If you agree with me, leave it in the comments. If you are a brainwashed Bible thumper, leave it in the comments. In any event, I'm out.
No.